Hello everyone, this is Professor Kent. This recording is for Chapter 5. For Chapter 5, you need Sarah's Kitchen. I'm going to use the files from Chapter 4, which is for A option. And I'm going to show you how to set up the inventory in chapter 4 so you can move on to chapter 5. Again, these data files I downloaded it from Top Hats. You should be able to download it, or your professor will give you these files. So I'm going to work with Sarah's Kitchen I'm going to extract those files, and I am going to browse it on my desktop so that I have those files. So I'm going to extract them so I can work with them. So it's just going to take a couple seconds to do that. You do need the data files. You could do for A option or for B option. B option has the inventory in it. For A, the inventory isn't there. So I'm going to show you, if the inventory isn't there, how to put the inventory in. So it just unzipped. Sorry, I'm looking for chapter 3. So I unzip the file. So this is my unzipped file. So when you unzip it, you should have two files in here. One is the data files and one is the company files, and the other one where you're going to make the changes to. So if you double click on Sarah's Kitchen Store, it should go into your Sage 50, and that's what you wanted to do, is to open up Sage 50. And you also need what you needed to input for chapter 5. So what I did is, the date is August 31st, and then what you need to do is you needed to advance your date. But before you advance your date, you need to enter the inventory. I'm gonna say okay here, and once I do this, this is my Sage 50 files. I'm just gonna minimize everything so that I shouldn't have minimized that part. Now what I have is, this is the file that this is the Word document that I got from your book. So in this one, what they want you to do is they want you to enter the inventory. Once the inventory is entered, then you are going to do the following transactions. So this is, I have it side by side. I needed to have this opened at the side so that I can run both the files side by side, so that I'm able to see it. So I just wanted to minimize it. So let's see if I could do both side by side. Sometimes this makes it easy, sometimes it doesn't make my life easier. So let's see if I could just move that so that I have this. There we go. So now I have it side by side. I'm just trying to navigate it. Sorry for wasting too much of time at the beginning. Then it's going to run smoother. So what I want to do is, I wanted to enter this inventory. When you're entering an inventory, the Sage 50 files should be in a history mode. And if you look at it on the left side, I don't have an inventory. So if you don't have an inventory module, you're going to make the inventory module, you're going to make it ready. So how you're going to go to it, you're going to go to setup, then we're going to go to user preference, view, and you're going to click on your inventory. Once you click on your inventory module will be ready at this point. So then now you're going to enter some of the, I don't have any inventory here, so we're going to enter the inventory that you have on the left side. So first one is cabinet M612 ML45. All these you're entering it. So I will show you one by one how to enter it, and how I'm just going to do one more time so we could see everything in one go. So you're going to click on here, inventory. You could view it, you could add it. We're adding it. The number will be whatever the item code is. So that is M612, and my description is 612, and it says is minimum quantity. It tells you minimum quantity is 5. I'm going to go to the next tab, which is unit. We leave that alone. Pricing is we're going to do a selling price. If you look at the selling prices, 4790, so I'm going to enter 4790. Then you're going to go to the link account. Your asset account is your inventory account, and what we're doing is it's a cabinet. Your sales will be a cabinet sale. Your cost of goods sold will be a cost of goods sold. This is called linking. Build, you don't need to worry about it. Build is if you have more than one inventory, makes up of one. Then further you're going to go to the taxes. It is not exempt. We are going to go to the history. You're going to look at what is the opening units are 22, and then the cost, the open value of those units is 52,470. So you wanted to make sure this is correct, because that's otherwise your cost of goods sold will be incorrect. So 22 and 52,470, that's your first one. And you could do save and close, but I have other inventory to create. I'm going to say create another. When you do that, you're going to go to the next one. Your next one code is ML45, and that is for your cabinet. The minimum level also is 5. I go to the units. I don't need to worry about it. Pricing, the selling price they told us in the left side is 3695. So we tab it over, it will go to the other one, selling. We don't need to put in the cost. This is the selling price. Then I go to my linking again, inventory, cabinets, cost of goods sold. You're gonna go to your history, and the history is you have 18 units on the left side, and it is 33075. Your professor might give you a file that has inventory already done, then you don't need to worry. But I got the file that the inventory is not there, and I'm entering that inventory. So 1833075. So we say create another. I'm gonna go to the next one. My next one is my CJ01. Minimum level, they have to, when it goes down to that, they have to order it each. We don't need to do. Pricing is my $10.20. Tab it to over, and then it's going to put it in all of them for the preferred and the web price. Then I'm going to go to my linking. So the cutting gadgets are my accessories. Minimum is 200, and the value is 995. And I say save and create another. I go to my next one is your FB02. So it is Food Pro Blades. It's from I got it from the book, and the minimum is 5. You're going to go to your pricing. The pricing is your selling price, which is $12.20. And then we're going to go to my history, 95 and 570. I say create another. Okay. I didn't do the linking for this. I needed to do linking. It said that it won't let you save it till the linking is done. So this is accessories, and my history is right, 95 570. We say create another. I will go create another one. Next one is your kitchen gadgets, and the model is KG411. KG11. Again, the selling price is $9.50. So I got it from here. I go to my history, and that is 200 at 895. I have to link it. My next one is my knives. K01. And the knives, we have 80 units, and price, the value of those units is 1470. I don't think I did the pricing. Pricing is selling price 37.25. 37. I'll say create another. We've done knives. Now we're going to go to sink models. So the number is D256, and it is selling price is 305. The minimum level I forgot to enter. Minimum level was 10. Linking, inventory, either sinks. So sink, we have 50 units and 7,500. I'm gonna say create another. So SD01, that is under the quantity. We're going to put it in the description, and it is special drawers. Three, 2, 8. I didn't do the pricing again. Oh, I did. I thought I didn't enter it. So that is my 34, and this is my 5525. I will say create another. So you could go back and check if you did everything right. So my they go with an alphabetic order. So see what we order. So this is my, they go with alphabetic order. So we have 209. So the part is important is the how many in stock and the total cost. That's the most important things. So we have 50 at 7,500, which is also good. You could just double check if the numbers are right. 95 570, that is also good. 1470.80, because you don't want to make a mistake. Once you make it ready, there's no coming back. Then you have to restart the file. So, and then we have 22 52470, we're good. 33075 and 18, that is also good. I'm gonna go to 345525, and that's my last one. It goes with an alphabetic order, and that should be not, this should be 0. And I will say save and close. So this inventory is balanced, and I have done everything right. If you don't get that message, that means maybe you entered something incorrectly. Fix what needed to be entered, but I entered everything correctly, so I'm just going to say yes. So this cannot be reversed, I know that. We're going to say proceed. So now the inventory module is ready. So now what we're doing is we're ready to do my transaction. So my first transaction is we're receiving money. When are we receiving it? We're creating a code. So if you're creating a code, when are you creating it? September 1st. The first thing you needed to do is advance your date to September 1st. So let's do that. August to September, and we say okay. So if you're creating a code, you're going to go to receivable and you're going to double click on it. So who did you purchase it from? In this case, we are going to be selling it to Chaikan, but let's create a code to them, and it's a Chaikan, and they're ordering quite a few things. The shipping date is, if you're on the bottom, is September 27. So I select the date, and the first item they got was, double click on it, ML45, and that's one item they ordered. You go to my next line, double click, they also ordered D256 and one of that. They also ordered SD01. So I click on SD01 and I select, and that is one. And it's just 210 net 30, that is already set up. And you could double check your amount should be your amount should be 4890. The reason now it is not, so you have to tab it over to get the 4890.64. So that's what the amount should be, and my amount is that. So I didn't tab it over, so make sure you tab it over. Once we do that, we record this transaction, and it's recorded successfully. And I go to my next one, and my next one, what is asking me to do, we're paying. What are we paying for? We're paying for no, we're receiving money. So who are we receiving money from? We're receiving from Chaikan, and the invoice we're receiving it for 598. So when you do that, you're going to go into receipts, double click on it. Who are you receiving it from? Chaikan. And in this case, I'm just going to do one to the side a little bit so that I see it. So 598, and we are the check date is September 1st, so that's the right date. Receipt number is the check number. I will put 791. And when you're doing this, you do from the left to the right so that you accept the discount. So go from the left, from the date, tab it over to the right. So don't do it at the right, left, sit on and then tab it over. So that's what it means. So post it. I have done doing my transaction. We go to my next one. This one is, we're making a payment. Who are we making a payment to? To your name landlord. So your name landlord, you're making a payment, and you should change your name to your actual name. I'm not going to do that because at this point I'm creating a solution files for you. You needed to do that. So I'm going to go into the payables. I'm going to make a payment, and this is a miscellaneous payment, so we call it make other payments. I'm going to look for your name. I don't have it, so if I don't have it, I needed to create this vendor. So I could do a quick add. one-time vendor. I don't want to do a one-time vendor. I'm going to close this and I'm going to go into the vendor. You're going to edit and you're going to, sorry, create. So you're going to say create where the pencil is and the name of the vendor is your name, whatever your name is, your name vendor, your name landlord, sorry. And we don't get 2% discount, we don't do anything, but we're paying for the rent. So you needed to set up as a rent expense under the option. The taxes are the exempt, no, and we're gonna get 13%. And then I will say we're gonna say save and close. So that's the vendor that I just set it up. Now what we want to do is we wanted to make a payment to them. So double click, we're going to go back. You're going to find your name landlord. I already found it. I think I didn't spell landlord right either. It's landlord, so there's no A in landlords when you're doing it. So we're making a miscellaneous payments. Our check number is 642. We're making a payment on the 19th. So when you do that, you at the top you're going to make other payments, and then you're going to your name landlord, rent expense automatically comes. If you look at it, the amount is 2373, that's with the GST. If you look at the bottom, the rent amount is 2100. So if I add 2100, it automatically going to give me 2373. Again, make other payment, your name landlord, that's the date and the rent expense. So we post this transaction and we are done. Check number hasn't been printed, process that anyway. We don't want to print the checks, but in a real life we needed to send them the checks. I will say yes and we say okay. I close this, I go to my next transaction. Now what happens in this case, the quote becomes an order. So we created a quote and the quote became an order. How you're going to do that? You're going to go to the receivable, and what you're going to do is you're going to go here and find the quote. There's only one quote. You're going to bring it up, and once you do that, you have to click somewhere on the screen, and once you click on somewhere on the screen, you have to convert the quote into a sales order. It becomes live, and that's all you have to do. And when are we doing this? This is the date, is September 2nd. So now I can't process this because I forgot to change the date. So I'm gonna they say you want to disregard it. I will say yes because I needed to change my session date to September 2nd. Now go back, find the code, select it, click on convert into sales order, and then all you have to do is record the transaction, and that's it. Now quote becomes an order, and then later on we're going to convert this order into an invoice. So now what we are doing is Sarah's Kitchen is paying the Office Stationery Plus. So we're paying the Office Stationery Plus. So let's do that. If you're paying it, you're going to go to payables and we're going to make a payment. Who are we making a payment to? Office Stationery. When are we making the payment? September 6th, which is right. Again, you click on the date and then tab it over to the last one. So the amount should be 308. So I am done with this. So I will post and say yes. My next date is September the 6th, so I need to advance my date to September 6th. Now we needed to do the transaction. So what are we doing? They're saying that we're receiving money from Jack Daly, who was the unknown vendor previously. So we needed to change the name of unknown customer into Jack Daly. So we're going to go to the receivable, and you have an unknown vendor, unknown customer. You double click on it and change the name of that to Jack Daly. So we say save and close. Now we're receiving money from Jack Daly. So Jack Daily is going to pay us on the 6th, and there's a discount, and which is right, and the check number they're giving us is 501. I will have, so I will post the transaction. Going further, we close this, and then I go to my next one. What happens is that uh, lease lease department is giving us money for a check, for the invoice number is 613, the check number is 4680. So they are making they're making a they're making a payment to us. If they're making a payment to us, it's a receipt, and the date is the September 6th, so we're good. And we have a lease department, and they're making a payment for the invoice number 613. So again, from the left to the right, so that is correct. And the check number they are giving us is 4680. Is at the top of your thing. The check amount is 726.10. So we post it, and I will say yes. We close it. Going further, now what happens is order is becoming into an invoice. So that's what happens. When is it? On September 6th. I will change my session date. So I'm just going to I'm trying to move my Sage 50 folder, Sage 50, and it's not kind of doing it. My system is hung. We're going to change it, the date, to September 7th. So you go and change the date to September 7th, and sorry, cancel. I put August 30th, September 7th. We say okay, and now what happens is order is becoming into an invoice. When that happens, you could find the order and click on that order, and then click somewhere else on the screen, or you could convert the sales order into an invoice. And they said that the invoice number is 922, which is right. All you have to do is change quantity one for each one, and that means there's nothing back order, and that's all you're going to do. So change from the back order to a quantity. Once you do that, and the amount and everything will automatically come up, and the date is September 7th. We post that, and we say this sales order is being filled. We say okay, and we're done our sales invoice. So order is converted into an invoice. So now what we are doing is, for next one is we needed to buy something. So our inventory is becoming low. We bought knives, kitchen gadgets, and food pro blades. That's what we bought. So let's do that. We are going to go to my payables. It is on September 6th. So what we're doing is we're ordering it. So that's what you're doing, is you're ordering it, and the order will become into invoice later on. So we are at this point, we are ordering from them. The order number is we're going to go purchase order. We're going to create a purchase order. That it is not there, so what we have to do is we have to create this we have to create this inventory. So the date is September 7th, so we have to, I'm just wondering how many things we had to do. So we are going to create an order, and this order is I don't have the customer. I needed to add this customer at this vendor, so it'll be CONNOISSEUR gadgets. They told us the address. You can put it in the address, which is 896 Shop Arc, and it's not in Hamilton, it is Bellefontaine. And then I have to go to the taxes. There's 13%, and I don't need to worry about anything else. I said save and close. So once you do that, now what did we order from them? K201, and how many we ordered? 10 of them. And I just wanted to check the price, and we can change that to $18.40. We could do that. Then going to the next one, we double click on it, CGO1, and we ordered 8 of them, and the price is $5. Next one is FB02, that's 6, which is okay. We're good to go. It is 210 and net 30. I did not do it before, not 30, and I will record this. They said the price will be, now if you look at it, I didn't select this. I didn't put 9 for this one. If the amount doesn't come to what the order says, then you needed to know where you made a mistake. So that I have done that. I record the transaction and I will say it is an order. Now before you go there, I wanted to do something else. I'm going to go back to my customer, and there's something I did not do. You can also enter 2%, 10. You could enter it there, but I would rather do it here, but I just didn't want to redo that part. So you say calculate the taxes before taxes. So that's, you needed to do this, otherwise the system is going to calculate taxes, discount over taxes. So once you process that order, come back and fix this so that your when you convert that order into an invoice, everything works out. Okay, we're going to save that. We have done what we needed to do. We are going to go to my next one. It's a return. We are returning. What are we? Somebody's returning. They are returning. They are returning a sink. So they purchased something from us. Now they're returning. So if they're returning, you go to the receivable, and then it will be a sales invoice. And we have Chaikan Home Depot. I don't know the date, September 8th. Before we go forward, I needed to change the date. So let's change the date to 8th. I'm gonna go to invoice, and it is Chaikan, and it is 922 RT, and it is we're returning it on the what are we returning? They told us we're returning a sink. So what is a sink? I don't know what the D256. So we're returning they're returning D26. If they're returning, how much they're returning? The 0.1 they're returning. So we needed to put it back in the inventory. So this is the return. So if I were to look at it, your transaction will look like this, because I just wanted to show you guys. So 39, 305, 34, we have everything that we wanted to do. So I will close it, and I will post this. So now this one we have we we order something, and now order is converting into an invoice. So you're gonna go to payables. I just wanted to change the date before I go further. The date is September 8th, so we have September 8th date, so we're good. So I am gonna go to double click, or you can convert the order into purchase invoice. Who is it from? Contour. So, and which is the order number? Order number is 1. Drop down at the order, so then it will come up here. It will tell you how much we got from them. 10 units of this, 8 of the 8 of the FBO, and CGA we only got 7. So what happens is we have something as like a back order. So CGO1 is 7, FBO2 was 8. So there's one order, one is back order for our cutting gadgets, one order of back order is Food Pro, which is okay, they'll send it to us later, and the date is September 8th. The invoice number is it is at the top, 15838. 15838. So we done that, so we will say post. Now we are I'm going to close this. We're going to read the next one. What happens in this case? Auto write mechanics. So we're making a payment, but this is for personal expenses, so it's not it is for personal expenses. So I'm going to go into payables. We're making a payment, so double click on it. We're not paying for the purchase invoice, we're making a payment for make other payments. Who are we making a payment to? In this case it is Auto Write Mechanics. And it is for personal items. So I'm just going to put it under the comment too. They said you wanted to do a quick ad, you want to do a full ad. I can just say quick ad. We're good to do that because I'm not going to be purchasing anything from them. So the check we're issuing them is 644. They told us it is the invoice number is 3396, and we are doing it on September the 8th. The date is right. So I have, this is for my personal expenses, so I need to pick up an account which is drawings. So I'm going to find my drawings account. If it doesn't show up, you could just say you're going to say all the accounts, then it will come up the drawings. I'm looking for drawings, Sarah's. So this is the amount. The amount is for $103. There's no HST on that because this is not a company expense. This is my personal expense. So when you do that, you are going to have a, I'm going to display the report. This should be your entry. So we have done September 8th, and I will post it, and we'll say yes. And we say okay, we close it. Next one is my date is going to be September 10th. We're returning it, and it is 2 days are gone by, so let's do that. I'm going to advance my date to the 10th. We say okay. In this case we are returning, so it is a purchase invoice that we are returning to. Now we're returning an inventory to from that we purchased it from. The invoice was, they told us the invoice was 15838, and it is RT, stands for return. And you can also do a debit memo. Here is a debit memo. We're doing it on the 10th. And what are we returning? We're returning FBO3 and we're FBO2, and we're returning 3 items. So that's what we are returning, the 3 items. So if I were to display the uh, display it, it will be $20.34. We can also update our bottom how many days are gone by. 2 days are gone by from each one, so I can change that, but it doesn't do any impact on your journal entry. So now next one is Sarah's Kitchen. We sold some gadgets, kitchen gadgets to corporate Gilbert, but they use the credit card. So let's sell something. So it's a receivable, and we're gonna sell. So it is going to be invoice, and it is not a pay later. It is a credit card. So it is a credit card. And who do we sell it to? In this case, I can add. In this case, the ad is your Kulpreet Gilbert. There is the taxes on it. Do that, and there's no 210 net 30. So I'll just say save and close. And then now, what did we sell them? KG 11. How many items? 8 of them. That should be September 11th. I cannot process this. I'm sorry. I forgot to change the date. I'm going to say close. You want to disregard this transaction? We say yes. I need to change my session date. I always forget to do that. We say okay. Now we can sell it to Gilbert, Kulpreet Gilbert. And it is a credit card, and the invoice number is 92311, and we sold them her or him. We sold 8 items, and there is no discount available if you using your credit card. So you can even check your amount. 8588 should be the amount, so you have to take out the discount. So we did everything, so you have to take it out, the discount from here. So I will post the next one is, I will have to go to the next one. It will see what we're doing, and this I have to see if I have to advance a date. So they said that it's a September 14. The invoice date is September 13. They said if we have to pay within September 20th, otherwise we have to make a late payment. So first it's a payable because we have Metro Canada, Metro Hydro. We have to create that vendor. I'm going to say file, and I'm going to create a new, I just wanted to change the name of it because I just realized that my name was, I just don't like it when I make a mistake with the name. So I just wanted to pick the right. So save. I just added the your name landlord, the name wasn't right. So whatever we wanted to do is we wanted to create. So you go to file and create. In this case, we're creating Metro Hydro. There is an address for it. So the address is 55. The address is 552233 Electric Drive, Hamilton, Ontario. It's L6Y3B3. We don't get any taxes, but we are paying for utilities. You can select a utilities account. Utilities and hydro, you can, it's 5380, and what they're saying is we have an HST, so we have to do the taxes on it. We say save and close. Now what we're going to do is we're going to purchase our services from them, and it's a purchase invoice. we needed to, before we do that, change the date, session date to 13. Otherwise we will go into the middle and have to change it later. So what we did is, if they don't give you the invoice number, you can create an invoice number. So you can make up an invoice number. In this case is Metro Hydro. The invoice number will be Hydro. So they told us you can create any number. So I would do it for September. You can they sometimes give us the account number. In this case we got a service on September 9th, so I will say Hydro and 0908 for September. So it could be, you could just even type September 8th too, and the description will be, you got September 8th services, and you have to put it on the amount. The amount is 212.39, and that will be the amount. 240, it automatically charges to the we already set up the utilities. So if I were to display it, it will show you HST is 27 and this is the amount. So I'm going to post this. We are done with this. We close this, and I have to see if oh sorry, no, I wanted to save it, post it, say okay, and we close this. Now we have to advance the date. The advance date is 15th, and I need to change the date to 15th. We did that. Now we're gonna see what are we doing with this one. In this case, what we're doing is we're selling, and they also use a credit card, and it is we're selling it to Lenny. So let's go to receivable, and we are gonna do invoice, and I'm gonna add Mr. Lenny and I'm just going to leave everything the way it is. The only thing we want is the taxes. There's no HST on it, and I'm going to do save and close. So what did we sell them? We sell them, item is M612, and we sell them the cabinet. How much we sell them? One of them. Now what happens in this case, what we have is we're giving them 10% discount. It's a senior discount, so you're going to put it in 10 here. So once you do that, it is the amount is going to be automatically deducted from the price. And let's see what the in this case, it's not a pay later, it is a credit card, and they don't get 2%. So I'm going to display my journal entry to make sure the amount is correct. So this should be the journal entry. Just wanted to show you this is what the amount should look like. So make sure you're taking away the early discount. They don't get the discount. And the date is also right, and it's a credit card 924, and the date is September 15. So I am going to post this, and we say okay. Now we're going to go forward, and we're going to advance our date to the 16th. So now what we are doing here is we're making a payment to one of the vendor that we purchased something from previously. So we're going to go to the payables. So you're going to go to the payments, and the date it is 16. Yes, we are going to pay this connoisseur gadgets, and then again you're going to go from the left to the right. So, and we're making a payment of 276.39. And if I display the journal entry, your journal entry should be exactly the way I showed you. We're going to post this, say yes, and we're almost at the end. I'm gonna close it. Next one is my 30th date, so we are gonna change the date to 30th. We say okay, and we say more than the September 16, which is okay. We say okay. Now what happens is we supposed to make them the payment on the earlier. We didn't make a payment earlier, so we have to pay them late fee of $10 before we can make a payment. So before you make a payment, you have to create an invoice. In this case, the amount invoice is from Metro Hydro. The original invoice was Hydro, and that was for 0908, and we're making a correction. So CORRECTION. You can do CO to be short, or you could just do a correction, and we're going to do it on September 30th, and I'm going to just call it late fees. So that it is a late fees. And how much is that? That is late fees is for $10, and there is no HST on the late fees. So I'm just going to take away the HST. It's only for $10. So if I were to report it, it should look like utility expense and accounts payable. Now I can make a payment to them. Close it. I will post it. We say okay, close it. I make a payment. We're making a payment to Metro Hydro. Again, you're going to go from the left to the right. So we're going to make them payment of $250, and we're good to go, and I will post it. This is my last one, and what happens is they said we on the left side we have to create an account first before we could complete this transaction. So how do we create an account? We are going to go to company, chart of accounts, and I'm going to create it. You could do file and create, and the number is going to be, they want you to call 5390. That's the number, and the name of this account is, you have your tools expense, and it is G account, and the option is my expense, and I say save and close. So we have created the account. Now we're ready to do the transaction, and the transaction is that we're buying the tools from Smith and Sons. So that is my payables, and where we're using it, we're using our credit card. So it is a purchase invoice, and we are using a credit card, and that will be your Smith and Sons. And they said, you want to do a quick add? I will say yes. And what did we get from them? We got tools from them, and they did not tell us what type of tools. So all we're going to charge is, we just say they are just showed us various tools. We'll just put various tools, and the amount of the tools are 83. And there should be an HST, so double click on this. There should be HST on it, and then debit will be a tool expense. Double click, and you should go to your tool expense, which we just created. So we're not getting anything else. So let's see, when you display a journal entry, it should exactly look like that. Our date is good. Our invoice number, they will tell you what the invoice number is, which is 515807. 515807. And we are done with all the transactions. We say close, we say okay, and the next thing is you're supposed to do a trial balance, and if you are doing a trial balance, you will be doing it for September 30th, and I will show you what my trial balance look like, so you can check your numbers for the amount. So I am going to go here. So you're going to go reports at the top, financial trial balance, and you're going to look at okay. And once you do that, your number should be sometimes I think that's the number. I'm thinking 592. So these are some of the income statement. They're asking you to do income statement. Sometimes what happens is that when you're handing in your reports, they will tell you what you needed to hand it in. So these are some of the transactions, and I hope I did all the transactions. I did it quickly. I hope I did all the transactions correct. If there is a I didn't check each one with my solution, so I just created the solution. So I think they should be correct, but double check your numbers when you're doing this. Make sure I didn't make any mistakes. I don't have the income statement number, so I cannot check it. I don't have the income statement number, so I'm gonna see if I can just check the number what it should be. So just make sure you're checking all the numbers as we go. I did not display every entry, so no, oh, I'm not doing. Sorry, I needed to do my income statement. Your income statement number is correct. It should be 1193.45. So we're good with that. So I think it doesn't matter anything else, but that's the number we have. And I have a vendor age. You could have vendor age and customer aged. So vendor age, how you're gonna do it, you're gonna display it from the top, and you're gonna vendor age, you go to the vendor age report, and then you're gonna do a display, and you're gonna select all, and if you do that, and that should give us the only one is one number is out. I don't know which one. Maybe I made some mistake. No, 29945088253. Everything is correct here, so that's what it should be. So thank you so much for watching my videos. If you have any questions, send a message underneath this video so I can fix what needed to be fixed. Thank you again. Take care and bye for now.